Hello and welcome to this week's Pirate Podcast in association with Great Days Golf. I'm Mike Jones, aka Captain Pirate of Great Days Golf. And I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining me on episode 2. I've got a great guest with me this week. She is a professional lady golfer from Scotland who, after 4 years of taking up the game, was off scratch. Wow. Ends up in college in America. Wow. She's back in Scotland now, where they're not in lockdown. Wow, again. It's social media and YouTube creator royalty, Miss Rachael McQueen. Hello, Rachael, and welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me. And that lovely introduction, not making me red at all.
It's the Queen, see, royalty. And I think you saw what I did there.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's two things really I want to talk about this week. We won't start them quite yet because I want people to know a bit more about you, but we're looking to talk about lockdown and how it's affected us, because the rules have been slightly different in Scotland to the rest of the UK. And this is the bit I'm looking forward to: your most embarrassing golf shot you've ever hit, why it was and where it was. So you have to think about that in the background, but I'd like our listeners to get to know you a bit more, because you've recently set up your own business as well. So just tell us a bit more about Rachael and what you do and what you can give people, more importantly. I already know this, so I'm going to let you say your little bit now.
Yeah, of course. I obviously started my own business. I felt as if, there's so many golf companies, golf clubs, golf brands out there that are not utilizing the free tool of social media enough. And with my knowledge and, content creation and high quality content, I'm hoping to improve that and just help them get more engagement and more people wanting to either visit the club or use their brand. So it's really exciting because a lot of people obviously recognize the person in front of the camera, the host, the person that does the vlogs, chats away to their phone in the golf course. But a lot of people don't realize what I can do behind the scenes, unless they've, of course, like followed another company that I'd worked at for full time doing their social media. You wouldn't know what kind of content I can do and graphic design that I can do. So yeah, it's a really exciting time. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this can go. And this is just going to offer up more opportunities for me to be able to travel and also create my own content and grow the game in the best way I can.
Well, I couldn't have said it any better myself. But I know you travel a lot because we first met in Portugal a couple of years back at the Portugal Masters, and you were doing what you do best, networking and socializing and creating your content. And I was just sat in the bar having a beer with a friend of mine, Gareth. We just had a busy day doing a demonstration day for the European Disabled Golf Association. And we were just back relaxing, chilling out. It had been a long day, and we got talking at the bar. And when you left, me and Gareth went, "Wow, how positive is Rachael? We can't believe that." She was just enthused us with all this positivity. And so it was really nice. And you never get a second chance to make a first impression, Rachael. And you definitely made an impression on me and Gareth. And that time in Portugal was absolutely, it was great weather, a great tournament. And were you in the golf? Was it the bar you had set up? You had like a media place, but there was a bar as well set up. There was always buzzing. The tournament's going on, and there's still like music playing and people having a good time. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was so much fun, that event. I used to work for Golf Breaks. I ran their social media and I absolutely loved it. Like I've went to many tournaments with them, but Portugal Masters was a fun one because we had the Golf Breaks bar, right at the 18th green, and just the buzz here. It was great. And the weather I couldn't complain about that either.
They said there was a few things we wanted to talk about. So the first one I'd love to talk about is golf in lockdown. Now it's been different for all of us around the country, but tell us, Rach, in Scotland, the situation was slightly different. You could play it. I think if you were a member of a golf club, I think that was the case. So how was golf during this time treated you? Have you managed to create any content or play at all, or get together with friends to play golf?
It's not been easy. At the start, last year, everything was shut. We were in the same boat with everyone. And then golf started to open up just like everywhere else. And then when we've hit this like third lockdown, I think it is, everybody else seemed to shut up shop when it came to golf. But in
Yeah,
Scotland, I think people recognise the health benefits and that you can socially distance and it is completely safe. So the golf courses are open. A majority of them it is members only. So if I wanted to go play, I would have to go to a public course, which is not a bad thing. And I'm hoping to
yeah,
do that. And I get it. Like the most of the clubs that I play at, members being the priority, they're the ones that are paying the money. They're the ones
yes.
that have missed out on their membership. So I 100% support it, as much as it kills me and I want to be out there playing with them all. But luckily, like the range has been open, so that's really helped. Like even if it's freezing cold, just being able to get out there and hit 50 balls just to help my mind and just
Well,
switch off a little.
I remember seeing on one of your YouTube videos, because you do great stuff on YouTube, and I saw the pick your driver one. Now I can't remember which two drivers it
Yes.
was, but I remember watching that, and I'm there going, oh my god, I wish I could just go down the range in it, a driver. Well, and then I'm looking at you swing the golf, and I'm thinking, I just wish I could hit a driver like you do, rather than, because I got a little net set up in my garage with a mat on the floor just to make do one, and I've missed the net 3 times with my driver. So, and it's like bouncing around behind all the watering cans and all my step ladders I've got in the garage and everything. So maybe it's a good thing that I can't get back on the course. I might sort of hit a few dog walkers if I wasn't too careful.
Yeah. No,
So
it's very, very
yeah,
fortunate in Scotland that golf's still open.
but without that, like I just told you about something that I've done in my garage, which was really embarrassing. But yeah, this is the bit I can't wait to hear this. What's the most embarrassing golf shot you've ever hit, and where was it? Where you just wanted the ground to open up and swallow you up, and oh my god, I can't believe I've just done that. You might not have had one. That's the other thing I didn't
No,
think of.
I'm trying to think it's not one that like super stands out.
You're too good. See, that's the trouble. I knew this might be a fall down point, because when you're so talented, you don't hit bad shots. Is that true?
We just learn to forget about them. We just learn like we go through
Right.
so much sports therapy that there are no bad shots. There are no there are no shanks. There are no nothing. Like there is no bad shots. No, I think the one moment where I've like wanted the ground to kind of swallow me up was actually I've hit a couple of really bad Happy Gilmores, which I have posted on my social media.
Yeah.
But going back to that is it was my first ever Open Championship. So this was 2004 at Royal Troon. And I didn't really know golf that much. Like I just started playing the sport. So I didn't know all the players, but I was
Oh,
dying for an autograph. Absolutely dying for an autograph. So I was like, I'm gonna hang about the putting green. And this was the Saturday, like late afternoon, like night. I said, I'm gonna get someone's autograph. And there was this American that was like putting away. And I just like got up the guts and managed to like call him
yeah.
over. Came over, he signed my program and he was asking me like really nice questions like how long have you been playing, and just was super encouraging. And then I was like, thank you so much for your time, like I'll definitely be cheering you on tomorrow, like how are you getting on? And he was like, yeah, not bad, like I'm doing okay, fingers crossed for a good round tomorrow. Well, there I am on the 18 grandstand watching Todd Hamilton pick up the claret jug, who is who I got the
And
autograph
you
from the
didn't.
night before. And I had no idea. And then I was just in the stands and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that I've just said that to that person and he's now won the Open. Well, fast forward to I think I was 21. I'm playing at this course in Texas called Vaquero. It's a super private
Yeah.
course. My ex-boyfriend was a member there. and I'm playing with him and this older gentleman, and I'm telling him my Todd Hamilton story because I'd heard that Todd lived there and that that's where he did and practiced. And he's like, "Oh, Todd's the group in front," and I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh
So
no.
this guy in his car drives up the fairway, gets Todd, puts him in his car, brings him back. So I had to tell Todd Hamilton my Todd Hamilton
Good
story.
story.
I was right in the head. I just wanted the ground to swallow me up. And then after I told it, he was in complete silence. And I was like, oh no, like, what have I done? And he just went, what'd you quit following me for? So I was like, oh, okay, thank God he actually got it. I was so, it was the way, like, he was so silent afterwards. I was like, he thinks I'm a weirdo. Like, what am I doing? But his the one thing I'll remember is I went a drive round where the big houses are, because of course be nosy. And his house, his front gate has the outline of the claret jug in his front
you
gate.
would, wouldn't you? If you're gonna win the Open, you're gonna show it off.
I would have it everywhere. I would just have like open everywhere.
That is pretty embarrassing. The Open, the claret jug thing. There's something that's just sprung to mind now. I won the Scottish Disabled Open at Fairmont, St Andrews. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's St Andrews. I've won at St Andrews. That's what I tell my friends anyway. But the day after, we couldn't have the trophy because the trophy sits in the museum. They only bring it out for the presentation, then goes back to the museum. So I've got a little claret jug replica. So we go down into the town. If anybody's been to St Andrews, it's a magical place. And I had my photo done by the old course in Tom Morris's shop, which sadly isn't any longer there, and in front of the clubhouse. And we went in I think it's the open shop they call it now, but the big clothing shop on the end. We went inside and there was loads of Americans. And because we were staying at the Fairmont, there was loads of Americans because it's like an American style hotel. And they're going, oh, it's the guy from the hotel. And they obviously know me because of my amputation. They could see I had a leg. So I tend to stick in people's minds. And they go in, how did you get on? How did you get on? I said, oh, I won it. I'm down doing some, oh my God. So there's about 10 of them want a group photo in the shop. Now, as you know, with Americans, they see a group of 10 people, Americans, and a guy there with a claret. Suddenly, all the Americans that were in the shop as well, there's like 40 of us all in the photo, and I can hear the background. They're all trying to smile, and I can hear them behind me going, oh, who is this guy? Who is this guy? I'm like nobody. I just won a small disabled competition up the road, and they're going, who's this guy? He's got to be someone famous. And then we all went in the pub then, the little pub around the corner, and there was about 20 of them in there. And we had a few drinks in here, and a similar situation ensued, but a bit more lively, shall I say.
Yeah, no, I've definitely I've been in there a few times, the Dunvegan. It's very well known pub.
I love it there. I went up in September, and we asked before I get to that story, I just remembered we had some questions in because a couple of our listeners knew you were coming in, and Sean sent this question in. This was via Instagram. So he wanted to ask, he's thinking of taking his grandfather to St Andrews, and he wants to know, because you're there, you've been there and done it loads of times, what's the easiest way for him to do it? Is it book it through a hotel, or is it do the 2 days before and do the ballot? How would you do it if you were going to play there, Rach?
The ballot's the one that people are most successful with. It tends to be like, and I think that it's also kind of it's a fun thing to say. Like, you've played, you entered the ballot, you did it, you got up early, you got involved, you got into the spirit of the old course, and before the sun was even up. And I think that just kind of adds to the experience. Of course, if you can book it like a normal person, then do it that way. But as you know, it is hard to get on the old course. But I would do the ballot just for the experience of doing the ballot.
Exactly. That's what I did when I was there, and I loved every minute. It's the excitement. It's like you're waiting for Christmas. Is Christmas Day going to be tomorrow or the next day? And it just and then when you get the confirmation, it's a great feeling. But I
Yeah.
absolutely loved St Andrews. We stayed in the Russecks, and they were in the middle of doing the refurbishment. And
Yes.
I saw the plans on the wall. Have you seen the plan? Have you been in the Russecks recently?
I stayed in the Russecks at the Dunhill, not last year, the year before.
Ah, right.
And it was stunning and I really enjoyed it. It's a great hotel. I didn't see the plans, but I have obviously been back recently and
Yeah,
went to the Swelcombe Bridge and like walked up and down the old
yeah.
course and you can see the extension they've built and oh my god,
Oh,
it's gonna be some hotel.
the plans is an open top roof, a rooftop open bar stroke gallery area. Oh my
Wow.
God, it looks absolutely incredible. It just, that's going to me, it's a historic hotel because people always see the sign when they're watching the championship, you see the sign. But when I thought that we could be on the top of that hotel and watch them finishing the 18th, oh my God. So I thought, oh, I'll go to the desk and find out now, see if I can get a room. Nah, no, the next 3 years it's just full. So you just can't, the next three scheduled dates, which are every 5 years, nah, they've got a waiting list and everything. So, but it's a
Yeah,
fantastic place to stay if you're going to play the old course. Depends on what you're looking for, but I loved it in the Russex. I thought it was fantastic. I would
no,
love
it
to.
is.
Sorry, Rach.
No, I said it was like it's lovely and location wise, you can't really get any
Yeah,
better.
round the corner to the pub.
Yeah,
But
stumbling.
were you lucky enough to see Tiger there when you were at
No,
St Andrews at all?
I saw him at Carnoustie, so that was really
Oh,
exciting. I'm not the biggest Tiger fan, but I like obviously love and appreciate everything that he's done for the sport. But I was a bit sneaky to be honest, so I was doing some ball spotting
yeah.
for the camera setup during the Carnoustie Open. And obviously Tiger was having a really good open and it was him and Francesco Molinari who were like battling it out and I'd finished work and you're not supposed to use your pass to get inside the ropes after you work. But I thought I was like I can't miss out on this opportunity, so I snuck to an 18-foot Carnoustie and like where all the right in front of the 18th tee box is where like all the camera kind of people run to the photographers. So I sat there and I watched them both tee off, and then I walked down the side of 18 with Tiger directly to my right.
Oh,
And then I watched him walk across the bridge and take his hat off and wave. And it was great because that's when he was like making his comeback.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it was great to see. And I think people were just gutted that he didn't win it. But I was so happy for Francesco Molinari. Like,
yeah.
he's some golfer. And again, like, he's been the bridesmaid so many
Yeah.
times, and it was
He,
just
he
it
has
all
worked
came together.
so hard. That's
Yeah,
to me, that's what impressed me with his work ethic because
yeah,
he worked with Dennis Pugh, sped up his got his swing speeds up, worked
hmm
definitely in a different direction because he wanted to improve his game. And then all that hard work paid off at Carnoustie, where he was as solid as a rock on that back nine. He was
from start
brilliant,
to finish.
absolutely brilliant.
And just seeing, I love when it comes to the majors and you see the players give that raw emotion. You see how much it means to them, and I think that Tiger, you obviously saw that when he won the Masters
Yeah,
recently, but you didn't really see that because obviously the winning feeling, like as much as he was trying and that's what he was trying to do is win every single time, you could see it just didn't mean as much as it would to somebody like Francesco Molinari.
yeah,
And yeah, I just love it when you just see them be real and you see all that relief and that like finally this hard work that I've grafted and given my
yeah,
life to has all been worth it. I've got a
yeah.
claret jug, you know?
It's amazing. It is, and it's when I saw that, as you said, especially from someone like Francesco, isn't known for being emotional, for being quite the opposite, quite calm and robotic. If you see some of
Yeah.
the impressions the Connor guy does of him, are absolutely superb when he does the Europeans and the American Tiger Woods. But the
Yes.
emotion he showed there was just that's what golf is all about.
And
Now
like
I
Shane Lowry as well, like at Port Rush, like you could
yeah,
just emotion, and that's what I love to see. That, like, yes, it's great to see Tiger win again, and hopefully we'll see him play again. I don't know if that's going to be the case, unfortunately, but fingers crossed. It would be great to see him like be back playing. But when you see the guys that have just like, come from a humble background, have worked their arses off,
Oh yeah,
given so much, yeah, no, I love that.
yeah. Well, I'm glad we managed to work it around and we talked about Tiger, because I've got something lined up for you. I gave you a sneaky heads up. This is something I want to do every week now, which is a little section called "So You Think You Know." Because I was going to do a golf quiz, and I thought, well, everybody, what can you do? So I thought I want to do something slightly different. So I know you do a little thing every Friday, a little regular thing, giving us bits of information. So I wanted to put a spin on that, and you have told me that you like to think of yourself as an official, as a what's the best way to word it, Rach? A golf course, not statistician. It's you like your knowledge, you like knowing the history of the game
I
and
like my
things.
facts. I like my
Your
golf facts. I
facts.
like the weirder
So
the better.
I've got a little only 4 questions, a little quiz lined up for you. So the first question is about majors. So everybody knows, Jack's won 18, Tiger's won 15. But the bit that I was shocked at was Jack has come second 19 times. Now, lots of people know that. So that's 37 majors, like nearly 10 years worth of majors. He's come first or second. But the
Yeah.
question I got for you is, how many times has Tiger Woods come second in the majors?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, see,
It's not going to be. It's not going to be as much. It's not. It's not going to be as high.
yeah.
I want to say like 6.
Oh my God, you've been revising. That's
No.
perfect. Yeah, 6 times he's been second. Top guesser. You're just like my wife Beth. She's a brilliant guesser on the chase or the tipping point, especially. If there's a 3 choice or 50-50, she'll guess right. She's brilliant at it. So, well, that's I'll write that down. That's one.
Okay, that's one.
Right.
That's one. I'll take one. One
So
more
the
than I
sec-
thought.
so this one now is about Tiger and his 54-hole leads. He's got an astounding record, as you no doubt know. When he's got a 54-hole lead in a major, he's only ever lost one of them. But you might be thinking, who did he lose it against? But that was Wei Yang. But what year was it, and what chat major? The first time he lost his 54-hole lead. Only once he's ever lost a lead after 54 holes.
I
So
want to say the
what?
PGA Championship.
Yes, it was. But what year was it?
I'm trying to think of what year my. Oh.
I hope you're not Googling on your phone now.
No, I'm not Googling. Hands in here. What year is that? So.
We'll give you a quick countdown, 5 seconds, and take a wild guess.
2006.
Oh, nearly. It was 2009.
No.
And I remember watching it thinking, he's never gonna lose. He's never gonna lose. And people lost so much money gambling on it. It was crazy. Because he's a shoed in.
Yeah, at that point in his career, it was just like if Tiger was leading, it was like, yes, game over. But yeah, I remember that happening. I remember like watching it as well, but I couldn't tell you what year it was.
But Wei Yang I remember watching it, and he was nerveless. He was as cool as, he was as cool as a cucumber. Didn't care about anything that was going on around him. He just did his job and beat the Tiger. So I take my hat off to him. It was a brilliant performance.
He had nothing to lose. He had absolutely nothing to lose. He was the underdog. He wasn't the person that people had their eyes on. He wasn't the person that people were like, oh, he's the shoe-in for it. He was the absolute underdog, and he just went about his business and he left for the trophy. So
we'll go on to question 3. So you've got 1 so far. You're doing okay, better than I thought, Rach, to be honest. Tiger's first win as a professional was in 1996, back on the west coast of America at the Las Vegas Invitational.
Damn it!
But
I knew which event it was, so I was hoping you were going to
I
ask the event.
know, this is what I like about this quiz. So it's you lead people into thinking that I know the answer, but who did he beat in the playoff? He's a former. I'll give you a clue. He's a former Ryder Cup captain, so that narrows it down a bit.
Tom Watson?
No. I'll give you one more clue. Okay, he loves a cigar. That's a bit obscure. He loves a cigar with Darren Clark, who he's very good friends with. I can't give you any more. I don't think you could. Shall I?
Yeah,
I'll
you're
give
just
you
going to
the
have to
answer.
tell me.
Is Davis Love the third?
All right, okay.
So there we go.
I
So
would have.
I like it because I like the way it leads the questions into. Oh, I know when it was. I know where he won it, and then
Yeah.
it's the last bit. So you're getting the feel for it now. So this is the one I'm pretty sure you'll get now. So Dustin Johnson has won 6 World Golf Championships. He's the only player to have won all 4 in the current format. Not even Tiger did that. They were different. They were named differently back then. But how many WGCs has Tiger won?
18?
Oh, smack on. Yes. So you have 50%. I reckon that's a result. Yeah, he's won 18.
I will take that. I will take that.
I think
Honestly,
that's really good.
because you picked me up. I was like, I'm supposed to know my stuff. I'm supposed to know my stuff. And I was like, oh God.
That's the idea of the quiz is so you think you know. And I've got a few lined up for our other guests, so don't worry. I'm pretty sure. So I'll write that down. 2 out of 4, 50%. I think that's pretty good. I think you've got to be. So, as you know, Rach, I thought the quiz went well. You've done okay. I'm quite happy with that. And we talked about some different courses that we've played. Now, Great Days Golf, an app that we're both associated with, signs up associate clubs, and we've signed up a few recently. But our partner clubs are really important to us. So they sit in our app, and they're prestige clubs that we all go to now. I've played a lot at Crons in Switzerland, Crons-sur-Sierre in Switzerland, and the Shire in London are partners. But is there anywhere north of the border that you think would make a great partner club for us, or would be great for us to get involved with? And then I can use that as a route, and off I'll go and contact them and speak to them.
You've actually already said it, and it's the ones that, like, as soon as you guys asked me to come on board, it was the course that stuck out to me. And I think that, you know, with your history there, I think that it's a great hotel, it's a great facility, and you've got the 2 golf courses there. But I would have to say the Fairmont, because, like, it's just everything that I've said there. I think that, you know, it ticks a lot of boxes for hosting an event like what we want to put on. And of course, like, it's just up the road from St. Andrews, and, you know, who wouldn't want to partner with a hotel that's part of that? So yeah, I definitely think the Fairmont would be a fantastic opportunity.
I think we'll have to arrange a visit, some golf, and we can have some meetings and have a chat with them, which is how we like to work. We love to visit the clubs that come on board with us. We've got so many in South Wales that signed up now that you're coming down in May for a get together. The Great Days Golf team get together. We're going to play some golf at the Celtic Manor, but we can show you around and show you those courses that have signed up around with us, like Langland have signed up, Tenby are on board with us. There's some incredible courses down there for us to all look at, and you can find them all in our app. It sounds like an advert. It's not meant to be. We're just literally talking about it. So, and we get clubs signing up all the time. So it's a really exciting time for us, and we're so happy. This is from the Great Days Golf team. I've spoken to the boys. They know you were coming on today, and they all want to thank you for agreeing to come on board with us and help us with our social media and our YouTube channel and get everything moving in the right direction. So we can't thank you enough for coming on board with us.
No, I thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'm so excited for this opportunity. I'm excited to play golf with you all and do a bit of traveling and, you know, help your social media the best way I can. But yeah, it's a huge compliment, and I'm excited to be part of the Great Days Golf team.
So We're getting towards the end now. Unfortunately, time is our enemy. I love talking to you. We've had a few conversations over the Zoom, building up into this process. But I think you need to do a bit of self promotion now. This is where can people find you first of all, and your
Yeah, of
YouTube
course.
channel and your social media links. If you just fire away, just give people a very brief bio of what they can see out there. That we'd love that because we want to help you as well.
I appreciate that. So super easy at Rach McQueen for Twitter, Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Rach McQueen Golf, and then it's Rach McQueen Golf on YouTube as well. And my content is not just golf related. You know, I get up to other things around Scotland and I'm trying to explore more. But for instance, I was up in Monroe last year for the first time and I vlogged that. And I was also went for a ice duke, if you know what that is. I basically went in a loch that was frozen. And I vlogged that as well. So I'm trying to experience as much as possible and like obviously showcase this amazing country and just other things that you can get up to, not just the golfing aspect. But yeah, just give me a follow, send me a message if you want any help with anything. My DMs are always open.
Oh, Rach, it's been incredible to have you on here, and I just want a little shout out to everyone now that they can follow this, see this podcast on all the platforms. That's coming out this week. It'll be on our YouTube channel at Great Days Golf. You can find it there. You can find me, MJ_Disabled Golf, or the easiest search is #Captain Pirate, and you'll find me on all the social media platforms doing that. Give me a follow, see the content, listen to the podcast, and watch our YouTube channels. And I've fingers crossed, I've got a really good guest coming up next week as well, and I'll give you the details of that this week. And you can get some questions in for him stroke her. I can't say who it is yet because I can't give that away, but it's really exciting. But Rachael is you're a breath of fresh air for us. I'm an oldie now, so it's great to see a smiling face and have that positive attitude that just jumps out at you. I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad you've done okay on my quiz and didn't end up with a big fat 0.
I know, me too.
It's been brilliant. So, Rachael, I'm going to say this is the end of episode 2 of the Pirate Podcast in association with Great Days Golf. This is Captain Pirate signing out. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.